Data is something that always used to give me kind of interest. Okay, what analysis can we do? What analysis can be done? Yeah, I failed straight away 3 back-to-back interviews. I was not even selected.
Everyone, welcome Sambita Chakraborty. She is currently a data science specialist at Accenture, and she has over 6+ years of experience, industry experience, and she is
No,
six
I have
plus
overall 12 plus,
12
but in
plus.
the
Yeah,
field, yes, but in the
six
field
plus.
of data science, you can say it's almost 7.
Okay, no issues. I guess I have to search it up more. Then,
It's
yeah.
okay.
She is also a certified Azure data scientist and a certified Google Cloud certified machine learning engineer. Can you, Sambita, can you tell more about yourself to fill in the gaps?
Okay, so I started my journey in IT back in 2012. So at that point of time, there was no data science, to be very frank. Even if it was there, it was out of reach for us. So we started with kind of my profile started with kind of data. It was a part of data analysis, you can say, but mostly I was a Oracle application techno-functional resource where I was basically supporting a project which is for a client who is a aluminium giant for aluminium seller, you can say, product seller in US. So I used to watch for the manufacturing modules and order management modules, but we had a lot of access into databases. All the data were with us, be it, let's say, order management related data, be it manufacturing plant related data, be it environmental health and safety related data, a lot of data. uh, Initially, my, if you talk about technical skills, it was just PL SQL, SQL, Unix. That time it was like a very core. And if you talk about the service companies like TCS, Accenture, they focus a lot on that because you get a lot of support project on those skills. Then by the time I was like 4 to 5 years of experience, I got bored doing same thing. Bored like anything, but data is something that always used to give me kind of interest. Okay, what analysis can we do? What analysis can be done? What can I bring out of it? And mm, that point of time also, it was very much into the industry that automate everything, so that you don't do the repetitive task. You can
Manual work.
go and do, yeah, you can go and search for new stuffs, learn new skills. That was also there. So almost we identified all the pain points within 3 years, 3 to 4 years, automated half of the task. Now what to do? Then it always itches in my mind if I'm sitting idle. So
Yeah.
started to find out what else is going on in the market. Got to know about something called data science is coming. Okay? Everyone is talking about data science, but God knows what the hell is this. So then I thought how to start. Did my research for almost 4, 5, 6 months. Then got to understand it's fast. So I needed some guidance, like who can give me a proper curriculum and all. Then at that point of time, a lot of IIMs were providing data science related 1 year long courses. There were others also, like your Udemy is always there, but
Mm,
if you talk about this, Great Lakes was there. Then there is another that Udacity was there, and there were many
curiosity.
who were
Yeah.
providing, yeah, a lot of courses. Somehow I went for IIM Calcutta, and uh, at that point of time there was an entrance exam for that. It's pretty easy. You mean anyway, if it is there, that it is not there, you'll crack it. And then
Okay.
in 2018, I started that particular course. That was the entry point when I entered there. Now it's IIM, so it's very much similar to what they teach in MBA courses. The course alignment at that point of time. So they started with very core of statistics. They started with uh, like basics. Then they went pretty deep into advanced. They even taught us econometrics, which is mostly required if you are in financial domain. And it's a, and IIM Calcutta is finance giant. Literally, it is best for financial domains. So all the professors, they put all the like statistic related courses properly into the curriculum. Then they brought some of the flavors of optimizations. How can you do optimization? If you've heard of solvers, how does the optimization problems? Let's say you want to cost optimize, you want to performance optimize. Everything was included into that course. Then our, in fact, our studio, if you know, at that point of time was in very much hype, and since they taught statistics like anything, they taught us R studio as well, because R is literally a statistical tool, not
Hmm.
even anything else. Then they enhanced it, no doubt, but if you want to do advanced statistics, there is nothing like R studio. Now, apart from like you are a coder, like there are tools like SAS is there and the SPSS and many more. But if you're a coder, you want to do statistics by coding, then R is the best.
Hmm.
And then they brought a lot more big data analytics, warehouse, data warehouse, and many more. Like anything and everything related to data was there in that 1 year long course. And machine learning, deep learning just started almost at that point of time. Like
Yeah.
we just started learning what is CNN, what is DNN, what is RNN.
Yeah.
Those
And
names were uttering in the market like anything. Yeah, so
yeah.
we started with that, and then. Yeah, in 1 year I just understood there is a lot. I got introduced with everything, and then I understood rest of my life I'll be just studying. That is how it is going to be. Then yeah, like next, like it ended in 2019. Then next 2.5 years I continued in my same organization. I mean, same company that I was there in, exploring different projects. So that point of time, I literally I was lucky to get a couple of, like somehow I my project got changed from the previous one I was talking about, and I landed into a project which one is a center of excellence for data science in my that past company. And they used to, I was in a, if you know the structures of IT companies, then you will get to know that there are horizontals and there are verticals. So verticals are the projects, so you get assigned to work either based on horizontals or like verticals. So if you are in a vertical, means you are assigned to a particular project. If you are in a horizontal, means you are assigned to a particular skill. Any project utilizing that skill, you can be pushed to that project based on your bandwidth. That is how. So center of excellence projects are like horizontals. Any project needs someone who is expert in particular skill, they will push that person to that project. So that point of time I literally got a lot of exposure to many different um, domains, many different use cases. I might talk about it in a little bit, like otherwise it would be a like day long session.
It's
So
actually
yeah,
interesting.
yeah. So yeah, that happened. Then I understood. Okay, now it's a good time to test my knowledge in the market. Then back in 2021, I started giving interviews. Of course, I wanted to switch, but the more passion was more to test my knowledge. Initially, trust me, I failed straight away 3 back-to-back interviews. I was not even selected. In my fourth interview, that was also probably I was no, that fourth interview I got selected, but third interview, the person who interviewed me, it was like I'm not sure if you guys know, there is a company called Tiger Analytics. It's a
Oh
pretty
no,
good
haven't
company.
heard.
It's in Bangalore. And there is another company called Target. It's an US analytics company. If at all, anytime you get any chance to get interviewed and you want to consider it, go for it. So Tiger Analytics was the one who rejected me, but the interviewer gave me solid feedback. Why did that guy reject me? And that was something of like a huge point of learning, that what am I doing wrong? And if you guys are in third year, next year you are going to get appearing for the
Yeah.
interviews.
Yeah.
Make sure you're talking confidently like anything. Means if you, even if you do not know it's a right answer or wrong answer, but you decide to give that answer, talk in such a way that the opposite person who is interviewing you get confused. Okay, did he or she is telling the truth, or I'm like I am confused the other person. Do not lose your confidence at any point of time, even if you are not sure if you're saying it correctly or wrongly. That is a key thing. So then I started cracking interviews, back to back 6 interviews. Then I cracked. Then I joined my current company based on, it always happens like who is paying you how much. And then I started here my journey last 3 years. My profile got a little bit tweaked in between till almost 2022. I was doing purely machine learning stuffs, uh, kind of as an individual contributor. I was doing data analytics, building machine learning models. I did a lot of work in time series analysis. If you guys are aware of it, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Um,
Weather prediction, like that. Stock price.
yes, these are like typical use cases you do when you're in academics, but you
Yeah.
once you enter into the company, it changes like anything.
It's different. It's different.
Yeah, I'll tell you one time series analysis use case I did. It was interesting. What was that? It was a telecom giant in US, very famous company. What do they do? They have different parties. What does this party do? They spread their Wi-Fi connections, and even the wired connections are also still there. They spread those connections into different areas. uh, Now they make parties. When I say party, these are like different teams who
Teams,
work
groups.
simultaneously. Yes, groups. And they literally host games between those teams, like who
Okay.
can do it better and faster this way. And they track that data, and they try to make the gaming interesting. And they also assign score. So my time series analysis use case was on that based on what factors, what motivating factors can be tweaked, so that their scores can be, you know uh, we can forecast their scores, and based on that they can plan back the gaming. So this can also be one of the time series use case. I myself could have never known time series use case could be like
Yeah.
this.
Okay,
Yeah, so this is one.
so after hearing a story, so another use case can be like Instagram recommendation, improving Instagram recommendation, like distributing in parties and testing out whether this Instagram reel will work or not. I just thought of that right now. Will it work?
um, what if something will work or not work? Then if you are trying to get the answer in yes or
Hmm.
no, then it cannot probably be a time series, because
Okay.
um, let's say you can do something like this. If you think time series can be utilized as a subpart of this prediction, then maybe you can predict some of the independent variables of your. Ultimately, it is going to be a classification problem, because ultimately you want the answer in yes, no, or probability of
Yes,
yes
no.
or no. That's it. So that cannot be a direct time series. But let's say, um,
So a
um,
user
what should I
will
say?
watch a reel after watching another reel. Will it work? So
These are typically
uh,
recommendation engine problems. These are not actually
recommendation
time
time
series.
series.
Yeah,
Okay.
usually people use association rules. Then
Yes.
there are different. I have never worked on it, but maybe I have studied it back 3 4 years back. So there are different techniques for this. Like association is one of the rules you can apply on this. Like if someone likes this, then what else
Mm.
is matching so much with this A thing? What could be the other B, C, D things that is closely matching with it can also be recommended. So this is one of the, like you have classification as a type of prediction problem, time series as a type of forecasting problem. um, Association is another type of prediction, where you club things together. It's not a
Mm.
clustering problem.
Clustering,
Clustering is
not clustering. It's
different.
alada. It's
Not
different.
clustering. It's alada. Yeah, it's different. So yeah,
Okay.
it's different, because
Yeah.
class association is not something that you do not have the past data or past record, and you're completely trying to predict something out of the blue. It's not like that. You can see the data, you can see the record, but it is more like a recommendation. It is not direct prediction. For example, where it gets applied, I'll tell you, other than this movie recommendation and all the supermarkets where you place your different
Yeah. In group.
goods. Yeah, you have to group together, so that people who is buying, let's say, it
Eggs
was a
with
very
milk.
famous, yeah,
Eggs
eggs
with
with
milk.
meal.
Yeah.
And at a very famous use case, at least back in 2018-19, for association rule was going on, was keeping baby food and beer together, because
Yeah, I've heard.
uh, kids parents especially fathers,
Uh,
they get so pissed up, like kind of postpartum, this depression comes the moment they go for buying baby food. They see a lot of beer cans, beer bottles they buy.
uh,
So that they found with the association rule only. And there are many more use cases. In fact, I'm not sure if you guys know, at some point of time in some region in US, association applying association rule got illegal. Why? Because
I-
um, one company, they applied this logic that young ladies are calling and asking for some kind of a food which usually ladies ask for, ask when they're pregnant. And they somehow associated these two, and they called their family again offering the same kind of food, and said maybe someone pregnant lady is there, and you can, if it is there, you can get these offers and you can buy more, this kind of a thing. And later point of time, and if even if some lady is pregnant, it's a very personal information. And if that
Yeah.
lady is not uh, doesn't want to reveal, it's that lady's personal choice. Without their permission, you are revealing
Yeah.
something, it's an offense there. So that applying that rule got banned for few sometimes for some of the companies, something like that happened. So they
Even
utilized association rule that much, to
even
that
today,
extent.
generative AI is used for generating pictures. Already, responsible AI is being structured for that, for mitigating the misuse of AI. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. In fact, now if someone asks me that where should I start doing data science, I straight away tell them that go for just large language models, the models that does image generation, video generation, because that is the thing that is happening in the market. And if you're interested in learning, then it's fine. Go for learning like pure statistics and everything. But uh, always there is something called hype in the market is
Hype.
llms, then your
DeepSeek.
image creation model,
Yeah.
yeah.
Generative
Yeah,
AI.
right. Deepseek I got to know from one of my colleagues is there, I got to know from him just few days back. So this yeah, this is booming like anything, running like anything. It's very hard to keep track, but yeah, if you're interested to do something now in the market, you can even forget doing like normal machine learning. We have started with linear regression, then
Regression.
logistic
Logistic.
regression, which is there in
SVM.
your course also, like
Yeah.
SVM, support vector classifier was there, the support vector regressor. Then
KNN. KNN.
yeah, KNN was there.
Gradient boosting, random
Then
forest, decision tree.
XGBoost was the best
Yeah.
model back in
XGBoost. Yeah.
2019, trust me.
2019.
And I'm pretty sure no one uses that anymore
No.
because, yeah,
L-
because
l-
now the thing is either you will be predicting something, you will be only
mm,
focusing on. So there are two types of use cases that mostly evolve into the market. Uh, Either you focus on your prediction data, you want like too much high accuracy in prediction, and you do not care what motivated that prediction, or you literally care about the independent variables and what motivated that prediction. Then you literally cannot go for any kind of deep learning, or even machine learning doesn't work there well. You can do machine learning, but at least initially you have to do statistical and like statistical prediction, because that only gives you what is called blue based linear unbiased estimators. So you need to understand what are the estimators. Let's say if you're in a financial domain, and you want to predict your sales for next quarter, you need to know what can I tweak higher, what can I put down low to get that higher sale. Is it like I have to advertise a lot? Is it like I need to reduce my um personnel who are working in the company? Or because ultimately in most of the companies salary is something, it's a huge cost. So if you want to cut down the cost and still want to hire your sale, you need to tweak a lot of independent variables. But how will you understand how much you would be tweaking to get a particular result? So those estimators for independent variables you cannot get anywhere else other than doing statistical analysis. Now you do your round of statistical analysis, you find out your best estimators, maybe you put those into a deep learning model to get even a better prediction. So you have to in any way merge things. That is possible. But if let's say if
And
you have a use case like
medical,
recommendation engine,
yeah,
for
in
example,
medical field, it's
hmm,
risky. It's actually risky to
hmm,
use.
hmm, financial field as well, same. So there would be some fields where you can never ever eliminate statistical modeling, no matter deep learning reaches some height where it predicts like as if your mother is
Future.
predicting about you. Yeah,
Okay.
so that is possible, but
Yeah.
still you can never eliminate. So in that sense, if you are interested to go for statistics learning, very advanced statistics, go for it. But yeah, the chances are very low that you will be reaching those jobs where they would be purely doing statistical analysis and statistical. These are so crucial and critical. People usually prefer people who has done a lot of researches, doing PhDs on it. Those kind of candidates for those specific roles. So yeah, choose your path wisely. If you are interested in studying, researching, go for it.
and
Otherwise, start with LLM. That is more than
and
sufficient.
also, yeah, yeah, and also LSTM, CNN, most of the models are kind of black box, and what
Yes,
happens inside the, yeah, cannot be known.
not kind of. It's completely black box. You do not know what
Yeah.
happens inside. You just get to know that okay, these inputs can give you these outputs. So there are use cases which is perfectly all right for this. For example, um, anything that is now going too much in a unstructured way. For example, you want a recommendation text in your mobile where in everything that you write initially, that the next word it tries to predict.
Mm.
Why do you need to know that what are the input parameters that will trigger to this?
Yeah.
You don't need to
Yeah.
know. You just need the
Yeah.
result, right? So there RNNs came into the picture, which actually started recommending these texts. Then it get it got modified like anything, and then a lot more
LSTM. Yeah,
LSTM
LSTM.
came. Basically, it
Yeah.
uses the concept of Markov chain, if you guys know,
Yeah.
which basically predicts if you are in the current state, what would be exactly the next step.
Next step. Yeah.
Yeah. So Markov chain is the key of all these things that happened
Actually,
later.
in our college, we have been given with the NPTEL course. Okay, the course that are offered
Hmm.
being government. Yeah, so we have been given with deep learning first, and then in the next semester we are given machine learning. First deep learning, then machine learning. It's reverse, I guess. In the
Yeah,
previous
it's
semester we have
totally
learned.
reverse.
Yeah, it's totally reversed. In the previous semester we
Yeah.
have given exam on deep learning, and now we are learning about machine learning.
See, again, maybe colleges are now also thinking in terms of what is going in the market, because ultimately you will be seeking for a job, right?
Yeah,
So if you're not getting a job, again you'll take your jhanda, do strikes,
strikes.
and
And
another
then
level of
yeah,
headache.
yeah, and
So yeah.
layoffs are going on pretty. Actually, pretty recently. I recently heard that Infosys laid off some, yeah, many folks there. So,
This
what
is
are
part
the,
and parcel of life. So if you're
yeah,
afraid of layoff, go for a government job, or at least join TCS, but not in your initial days, which
uh,
I did because I got a job from
hmm,
JIS college that gifted me TCS. So it happened to me, but yeah, when you are like let's say if you are really afraid of getting laid off when you are 12 to 15 years of experience, go join TCS, because after that TCS hires very less senior folks, because they want people to grow in their organization, which hardly happens, but yeah, they will make people grow there and be the leaders. That is the trend TCS follow. But till 15, maximum 20 years of experience, if you're in, you would be able to get hired by TCS. Then you settle. like till 60. You become 60 or whatever it is. You can think like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Initial days you struggle, you go to small companies, target for big giants, target for fangs, which is next to impossible, but yeah,
Yeah.
possible if you stick to. I have never tried for fang. I cannot give you a lot of gyan on that, to be very frank, but
So
yeah.
if someone is starting data science and seeing it as a career opportunity, so what projects he or she should build in 2025 to stay ahead of the crowd and to, yeah.
Focus on LLM first.
Okay.
Focus on again, totally depends on, let's say you know that you like financial domain a lot, then you can focus on advanced statistical models, like there are a lot basically. So you can focus on that, but if you're not targeted for the domain, if let's say if you haven't seen anyone in your family who is a finance guru and you are highly, you know, insurance is something that you're highly interested about, if that is not the case, focus on large language models, models that are doing image generation. I mean, advanced deep learning and any kind of large models that are like, there are multiple. You will get literally mad if you go to. What was that here? Um, I'm forgetting the name, but
Hugging
it,
Face.
it basically Hugging
Hugging
Face. Yes,
Face.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
Hugging Face. Yeah. So if you go to Hugging Face, you will get literally mad seeing the versions, modifications people are continuously doing on the models. Um, Focus on that. Just see, just focus on few of the models which are hyped in the market. Um, and maybe that is sufficient since you'd be like a new joiner. Then I would say, if you at all, it's totally my perception, the way I understood the industry and the work that happens. If at all you are going to be in a service company like I am in, um, then I would say switch from um, like, you in any way you have to do it in cloud, otherwise you won't be able to do it. So focus in any of the cloud where you can do AI, like Google Cloud. Let's say now I'm doing. I did some at some point of time. I did in like Azure also. Back 2 3 years back, 3 years back.
What?
Yeah, but focus on cloud along with because you cannot do it alone. Trust me, I tried doing it from scratch last year itself. So I used GPT 3.5 Turbo LLM. Use case was very simple, which is take your like service now. If you have heard about service now, it's the
I haven't heard.
yeah, it is the kind of area which helps you manage your document, your day-to-day support cases. It has a lot of like potential. I won't say these are just the ones. Like, people will kill me who are the ServiceNow experts then, but mostly it is used like that. mm, in the companies, and we get visibility on that. So all the support cases were stored in ServiceNow. My use case was to do a POC, like a proof of concept, on those data to make a subject matter expert who would be knowledgeable about all those support cases and would be able to answer if any questions were asked on that.
Using
Along
RAG or fine tuning.
RAG, yes, fine tuning I didn't do. PEFT I started doing it, then it was POC, and I'll be coming to that point why am I started with this use case. So um, whereas I was, oh, okay. So I started using GPT Turbo 3.5 model. Yeah, used RAG from LangChain, and then tried to build a bot which would be able to answer the question from those support tickets. It was so hectic without using any kind of cloud application. If you have trying to train a blank, literally blank API. Like you'll go to Chat GPT. You'll also, probably it is 4.0 now, but
Hmm.
back
Hold on.
in 2024,
Hello. I guess you are having network issues. Hello.
hello,
Yeah, I
is
can.
it?
Yeah, you are audible, but your camera is turned off.
I'm thinking why.
Okay, can you just
Okay.
turn off and turn on the camera again?
Yeah, I did, but it is not working.
Okay, can you try rejoining the link? Just
Yeah,
leaving and
let me
rejoining.
try.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Hi everyone. Are you there? Are you listening? Hello. So if anyone is having any question, just ask her. Okay.
I
Okay.
hope.
Yeah. Yeah, you're visible.
Yeah. So, like back in 2024, January, February, February, March, at that time when I was trying this POC, then also Chat GPT, the application that we see, that was also using 3.5 only. But it is so different to use Chat GPT application and just that API. It is like like it's a blank kind of, seems like it's a blank API when you do the rag on it, because you try to make it as much grounded as possible. You do not increase the temperature a lot because you do not want it to be very much generative. You want it to focus on your data only. Then you do rag, and it behaves like a kid who just got born, and you are
Okay.
supposed to make it learn each and every thing it should do. Writing lines and like means I did more prompt engineering than uh,
Yeah.
doing actual rag or the retrieval operation. That was that was easier, but doing prompt engineering to make it understand what it should do and what it should not, just in that small POC, it took my life. And then
It,
what I hosted it into in a cloud computer, compute engine literally in Google, and I just wrote a small Flash program to create the UI and everything. Later, the Flash was giving me when I had so much trouble. I switched to some other UI building components, but yeah, where it got stopped, I would say most of the time what happens in companies like many companies like service companies, BTCS, Accenture, cities, whatever more or less their work culture is similar here in India. They try to impress client a lot. They do the POC, and then if it is not being bought, your POC is gone. So if you are okay to face these challenges, take the pain of building or training, you learn a lot in the process, there is no doubt about it. So never underestimate your POC, even if it is not getting converted to project. Probably I in my lifetime I have done some 10 to 15 POCs overall. Hardly 5 got converted into project. But rest of the things gave me a lot of learning, and that's,
hmm.
like POCs are very mm, like that being brings excitement in life, to be very
Okay.
frank, because you every time you do new things, it's not a repetition of anything, right? So go for POC. It's very good thing. If you are now you are not in a job, you go for hackathons. It's like equivalent to POC, because they are also, they would be giving you small data. They ask
Yeah.
you to do some specific task, and it's fun always. And there are a lot of channels
Yeah.
in which almost
Yeah.
every week doing some kind of an hackathon. So
Yeah.
life is easy in that sense. Go for it.
In Kolkata, there is already lots of hackathons going on. For example,
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
next week,
lot.
I am in IM. Diversion will be taking place. Hackathon. It's in the third year, I guess. So
Hmm.
we are going in the next year, the next week. Yeah.
Great, great. So, are these like live hackathons? Like 2 3 days you continuously code and then show something? Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That is even more
Sleepless.
interesting.
Yeah,
Sleepless,
sleepless
yes.
nights.
Nice, nice. So
Okay.
yeah, great.
So I have a
Uh,
question. Is Google Cloud better or Azure? What's better?
it's very hard to compare that way. I would say Azure is still more used in the market because if you open your computer, half of the project, let's say half of the application is from Microsoft.
Yeah.
Now your company is buying some package. Of course, they will be saying, okay, if you buy Azure, I'll give you this much discount. So you'll find more projects on Azure than Google.
Okay.
That's definitely sure. Um, if you go to like if you want to know which cloud should I start with? Now, if you come to the core conceptually, almost all the clouds are similar, very similar. If you know the how structurally any cloud platform work, you can switch from one to another. Just terminologies would be different, little bit. Maybe functionality was wise also it can be little bit here and there. But yeah, uh, it's not very different. But yeah, I work less in Azure. I might not be the right person to compare,
Okay.
but the way Google is now building this Vertex AI, which is their base of any kind of AI application in Google, it is going to be outstanding very soon. And that I'm pretty much sure. Um,
So
I'm not sure if Azure now has built something that robust because I haven't worked in Azure since last two more than 2 years.
okay,
But yeah.
so you have done lots of certifications in Google Cloud, Azure, Data Scientist. So, from a beginner's perspective, should he or she be more focusing on certifications or building projects?
Since you guys are going to be freshers, you build your kind of this kind of proof of concepts. You and you should be able to explain it. It should not be like you did something but you do not know why did you do that. Let's say always try to find out the answer that why cannot I do something. And why cannot do something is more it is tougher to answer than why can I do something. So try to uh, be very skeptical about your solution. Even if you know that this will be working, think why, what if I have chosen something else? Why wouldn't that be working? That answer should be ready with you. Then only you'll be having good amount of learning there. Mm, and if you think something won't be working, you should be logical enough to justify that this is the reason that will not work or something like that. Then you would be I think you'll be fine. Certification you always can do, it's fine, but it is more of a, I would say you have some working experience in cloud, then you do the certification. It matters. Otherwise, it would be like you'll be reading something and doing certification doesn't make much impact. Means, of course, people will say, "Arey, wow, Shorodeep has this many certifications in the profile." But look at the
Yeah,
mirror. Ask yourself, what do I know about the cloud? I didn't even. You must not be buying it by your own and do it, right? You're
yeah,
not going to give it from your pocket. It's pretty costly.
yeah. It's
So
costly.
join some company, work in cloud, and then do the certification. But POCs you can always do because if you're a coder, you can do everything. Um, Everything is possible.
Okay, so I have another question. So, what's your day-to-day responsibilities and life in Accenture?
Okay, my colleague is there. I'm just thinking, how much should I emphasize on that? Okay, so my job is like managing my team is one of the, so there are your team is always like your five fingers. Someone would be very good, very responsible, and someone would be like your another kid. You have to babysit that person and do na baba, do it by today. three times you are reminding that person, okay, do it, did you do it, kind of a thing. So it's a combination. You cannot literally ignore anyone. So time you get pretty senior into the organization, team management, people management, this automatically comes. Even if you don't want to do, you are bound to do. Then comes the technical part of your work. Currently, we are working in a project where we are working on contact center AI, which is, see, contact center is a common thing. Contact center specifically means you will be having some cost center where you will be having people to interact, or maybe bots. Now this is the era of bots, which bot will be interacting you and will solve your problem. So the company we are currently working with, it's a retail giant, and they also have a chatbot to help their end users, and they have live agents also. So where the chat says, okay, I'm done, I'm not able to answer anymore, they pass the call to the agents, live agents, and
Agents.
live agents solve their problem. So our team basically does both. So we are building the chatbot, we are also assisting the live agents. My specific team does the work on the live agent section. So basically for the retail giant, if you go to their website, you see a chatbot option that is completely built by Accenture. Okay. Um, of course, there were other vendors who had contribution earlier, but we are completely now bringing it to Google Cloud. Initially, other than Google, also there were other vendors who were backing this chatbot. Now everything is coming to Google Contact Center AI. So when I say that, Google Contact Center AI has three components. One is called the Dialogflow CX, another is called Agent Assist, and third is Insight. So this Dialogflow CX specifically works on the chatbot. So we are building a chatbot where the chatbot would say, okay, I cannot do it anymore, or maybe it is so confidential that you cannot let a chatbot or a system know this information. Hence you will never ever put that into a chatbot. Rather you will be passing it to a live agent to handle those very confidential, very critical activities. So then it will go to that agent, which is being handled by the agent assist component of contact center AI. And third comes the insight, where all these conversations that are happening, you want to analyze this data and try to find out in which sentiment end users are talking. What could be the different topics? So I'm not sure if you have heard of topic modeling ever. Topic modeling is another kind of, unsupervised learning, you can say, where it's a use case of natural language processing, where you have uh,
Okay, I guess a
paragraphs and
topic
paragraphs of
classification.
text.
Yeah, topic classification.
You can say classification, but it is not a classification
Classification.
use case, because you do not know what topics would be coming out of your
Okay.
text. You are kind of randomly you clustered those topics which you think comes under a specific uh, type, and you name that type literally. So you name that type. It's not like initially there were some data which already named it like that, not like that. So it's an unsupervised learning technique. So that happens there in Insight. I think there are other activities also, some kind of a quality check of, and everything happens. So this is where currently we are working on, and it includes uh, anything and everything related to AI, which is based on Vertex AI. So here also we have those RAG use cases, but we do not do the RAG ourselves. Google does that. Google application does for us, and you have no idea how our life became easy just because we are able to use Vertex AI's search and indexing techniques. Because we have these big PDF documents, like some of the documents are even 10 20 pages long. Some are very small also. And currently there is something called data store in Google Cloud, which is a document database. Okay, there you can store your document. Vertex AI search and indexing capability helps you to index all those documents along with converting it into vectors. Now if some agent comes, wants to search from those documents, they need to type a question, an answer should be automatically coming from those documents. So I know that you have already worked on RAG, or maybe at least you
Yeah.
know that.
Yeah.
So you know that if you are doing RAG on some documents, you have to vectorize it, right, completely,
Embeddings, generate
which is called
embeddings is,
embedding,
yeah,
exactly, which is called embedding. So that embedding happens, indexing of those all those document happens. Then the question you are asking, that is also getting embedded. Then there is a similarity happening
similarity
between
search.
the
Yeah.
chunk of documents that it thinks is closely matching with the question asked, and it picks up those document, does a augmentation on the portion where it thinks it is closely matching. It actually assigns some scores also. uh, Gives a augmented summary as well as also gives a link of the documents from where it found the answer. So that is how it is helping the agent. Let's say some end user asks for something, the shipment is lost, or doesn't know how to raise for a refund, and let's say it's specifically for a particular type of user who is a very like who is having some subscription, like you have a subscription in Amazon and you always get some benefit. So it is not same for every user. So agent need to search for that particular user's customized way of doing refunding or something. So like out of, let's say you have 10,000 documents, finding results that easily within few seconds, um,
Yes.
it's only possible if you are using cloud application. You
Yeah.
want to do it from scratch by your own, it would be like the time Google took to produce this product. You'll also take that time, and you need that much resource, the
Yeah.
money and everything. It's not doable
Yeah. They
for
have,
individuals.
yeah, they have
That
lots
is
of
why,
computation
yeah,
resources.
that is why I would always say, if possible, play with the free components that Google always provides free components to play with. Play with those components to learn whatever is possible.
Yeah.
Once you join some company, try to see if you can get a cloud project. Then do your AI in cloud.
Actually,
That
yeah.
is the future.
Yeah, speaking of cloud, I actually get monthly credits from Azure. That's why I have
Hmm.
tried Azure because I have been selected in the previous year. I was selected as Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador. It's a student program, and as
Hmm.
part of this, I was getting monthly credits from Azure, and that's why I was able to
Yes.
try Azure many things at Azure,
Hmm.
and that's it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's nice.
yeah,
Explore it.
regarding Dialogflow, 6 or 7 months ago, we actually built a proof of concept thing, like when farmers get a doubt and they are in a region when they don't have internet, right? So we used a
Hmm.
Dialogflow to actually to send them a call, and they can ask questions related to irrigation problems and
Okay.
seeds, and all. The major problem was having in conversation doing conversation in their natural language. It was completely in
Hmm.
English. That was a problem.
Yes.
Yeah.
It can handle Spanish, I believe.
No,
But
Hindi.
yeah, it's in yeah, of course I know, but I'm just
Yeah.
saying from the use
Okay.
cases we are currently doing, it can handle Spanish because that is the plan to include Spanish next. But yeah, Hindi, I think it's hard.
Hindi is not.
No. Yeah.
Yeah. So will it be possible to include translational API? Will it work good?
What
Translation.
translation API?
Yeah.
Yes, it
On
should,
top
but
of that, on the
because
top
see
of
here,
telephone.
yes, so here this STT and TTS, all these things happen automatically. I'm not sure, I have never explored on it. But if you customize that section, that Google automatically, so Google basically always does the transcription from the voice. But I'm not sure if at all you can use some because there are APIs which do the Google translation, like the Google Translate, the way it works. So you can find those APIs. You need to pay for it literally.
Yeah.
Free components doesn't work. Uh, Neither the performance is good, nor it will allow you to give you a lot of text as an input. So whatever the Google Translate API it is available in Python, let's say, you try to pay for it if at all possible. See if you can. Let's say someone is talking in Hindi, and it can convert it into English translation, because ultimately Google needs Dialogflow needs the transcription, otherwise it cannot work.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how to integrate that component. To be very frank, I have never thought in those lines.
Yeah.
But if at all that is possible, then
Uh,
maybe.
we we haven't, yes, we haven't tried with the translation API. We built it just with the dialog flow and that's it. Stopped. Okay, I
Mm-hmm.
haven't tried because of the cost issues and because of it can be slow with all the APIs calling each other. So
Mm.
yeah, that's why. So AI
Oh
is
yes, I
constantly,
know.
yeah. So moving on to the next, AI is constantly changing nowadays. So how do you keep up with the trend? Now AI agents are there, their operators. GPT has released new agents, agent operator, and lots of things going on. DeepSeek. How do you keep up with the trend?
I am frankly speaking, I'll tell the truth. I'm not able to keep track. To be very frank,
Yeah,
I'm not able to. It is not possible to keep track of everything. You find your a particular path that you want to follow, and just try to see what are the new research is coming, and in those paths. Let's say if you want to focus on large language models only, not the video or audio generators or the uh, image generators. Uh, you just see what are the new trends that are coming. That is also even very getting very hard to track, very hard. uh, the way it is progressing, it's hell speedier than you can process it. But still, you literally don't need to process everything. That is also not required. um, Somehow you need to choose wisely, based. So I will say, irrespective of what technology is moving towards, it will boom like anything always. You think of problems, or you think of use cases which can be worthy doing. Now think, what are the current things in the market that can uh, that can be value adding for your use case. So go behind ideas, go behind innovations, and then try to associate technology with that. Now, if you do that, then only it is possible to make some utilization of the technology. Otherwise, you will read something, you don't know how to apply it, you'll forget. No, if not
yeah,
today, uh, down the line 6 months, you'll of course forget it. Then something, by that 6 months, 10 different new things would be coming into the market. It's very hard to track in that way. I'm literally not able to keep track of everything. I open, sometimes I literally get frustrated when I open LinkedIn. I see people are doing like
yeah,
10 researches, the
yeah.
15
Relatable.
certifications. It is frustrating because not
Yeah,
possible to keep track.
it's
So
relatable.
think about what could be value adding in terms of technology, in terms of your own career. Could be anything, could be in terms of society, environment. Pick up a use case on which you literally want to focus. You can gather some data. Data is the most important. Without data, even if the technology is reaching Everest, you can't do anything. You can get some free data in the market, or maybe even if you're paying for data, fine, but um, it should be reachable, something. So now you've tried to find out what are all the technologies that are in the market I can apply and do something which is value. And some, at the end of the day, people try to find completeness in whatever they do. That is the only thing people do, trust me. If you do not find happiness or completeness out of doing whatever you're doing, then it would seem meaningless after some time. And it's a rat race in the market. Someone will always be uh, like running ahead of you. Forget it. Don't focus on that much.
So if first year or second year is watching this video right now, so what advice you can give to her or him regarding or her career perspective, be ahead of the career? So what
Okay.
advice you want to give?
So, if you are on IT or CS department, you are on right track. If you are in mechanical, civil, electronics, electrical, and still you think that there is not enough job in core, you switch to ultimately IT, start building your concepts, specifically start doing coding, because I'm a electronics and communication engineer. I've never done, literally never done coding before I came to, I think, third or fourth year, and that too very less. That was on SQL only.
Okay.
No Java, nothing. And I suffered when I joined IT because in market, campusing, only IT companies will come. Hardly one or two core companies will come, and it's very hard to crack. So again, if you just think where do you want to go? If you want to go to IT, ultimately start focusing on coding, building your concepts on IT, CS, and everything. And if you're already in IT domain or CS domain, then you're on right track and sharpen your knowledge. Coding, currently, maybe coding is not very important because ChatGPT does coding for you,
Mm.
but coding always makes you a sharper person. So it helps you to build logic in everything.
Yeah.
So I always ask, you have time in your hand, just try to become a good coder.
Okay.
It will always give you a competitive advantage.
Okay, regarding coding, do you mean DSA? Doing DSA is great, I mean, for cracking
You
interviews.
are you're getting ready for FANG, then FANG companies
No,
go for it.
even with, yeah, even non-fan companies ask DSA. I'm just asking.
Asks there are few which asks non-FANG companies like go for Uber interview. It is tougher than Google interviews. So
Okay, so how was your interview at Accenture?
easy, very
Easy.
easy.
Okay.
Easy. You try for core analytics companies which focuses more on statistics. You try for startups, then interview becomes tough. You
Yeah.
you appear for a PepsiCo data scientist position. You have to give 2 rounds of written code interview. Then comes your problem solving. Then comes your one-on-one. A lot of rounds are there, minimum 5 6 rounds. So product companies, data science focused roles, these are tough interviews.
Okay.
Service company interviews are easy.
Okay. I
Still, I
guess.
would say big four still try to make it little tough. Uh,
Mm.
Maybe for some cases, like my PwC interview, EY interview was tougher than Accenture, CTS, or whatever other company. Genpact also. Genpact, kind of a financial focused company, so it focuses pretty much on statistical analysis. So Genpact interview was tougher than Accenture, CTS, and what else did I appear? Mm, I cannot remember a lot.
Okay.
But yeah, PepsiCo was toughest so far I have appeared. It did not select me somehow. Although I cracked all the levels, still
Yeah.
it kept my profile on hold. So I do not know why. It also happens based on a uh,
Yeah.
lot of reasons. So no matter how much capable you are, uh, no matter if you got even selected in all the 5 rounds, if they think all of a sudden, okay, this role is not required, then you're gone.
Mm-hmm.
Or they thought budget would be coming into some project, but suddenly leadership changed their mind, you're gone. So there are a lot of things that happens. Always it is not your fault, or it's not like you are not performing. A lot of things happen. So yeah,
Okay, so
try to
luck
be
also.
happy if you are learning something. That
Yeah.
can also be the, because I told you at the in the end of the day, everyone tries to find out some fulfillment, some um, maybe some kind of happiness in doing something.
Yeah. Yes, luck
Money,
also. Yeah. Luck
money
also
is
plays
something
factor.
everybody needs. I also need. You also need.
Yeah.
You cannot forget money. I ran behind money like anything 2 3 years back, but you only ask for more, and once you get that,
Mm-hmm.
that is, it doesn't bring happiness at all. I mean, it makes you happy. Money never makes you sad. Go for money, but it never stops
Ultimate
you.
happiness. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it is like it is never ending search. Like you reach 30 lakh salary, you'll be asking for 40 lakh. You reach 40 lakh, you'll
Yeah.
asking for 60 lakh. It never says you, okay, you got it. Just stop here. That never happens.
Right.
Earning, you can focus, but learning is the better thing to focus.
Learning is the best thing. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
great. I mean, It's already 1 hour over. I guess it's yeah, it's time to sum up the session. I guess yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, sorry for the few folks have attended to this call. Actually, there in the previous call, more than 50 attended because it happened in the
Mm.
evening, and that was the issue. So and next time we will be conducting another session with you with more folks from our college, because
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
definitely.
we didn't know that you are our alumni.
Oh, yeah.
I just
Yeah,
got to
I
know
also
after
forgot
exam.
that
Yeah.
I somehow did not write JIS. I
Yeah,
didn't know.
yeah.
I thought, okay, it's okay.
Okay. No issues. Thanks, Sambita, for giving us your precious time for spending time with us on data science and AI in general,
Mhm.
and giving your perspective on how to getting a job in the data science field. Is DSA required or not? Certifications required, proof of concepts, and many more. Thanks for
Mhm.
all the time. Thanks for your time.
It's okay.
And let's
Yeah.
meet at another podcast. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. If at all, let's say you think of doing something on statistical field, you can consider me uh, because I have worked on a lot of statistical
Okay.
modeling, as well as I taught statistics for some times in my career. So I do not know if you guys know that Bombay Stock Exchange has a training institute as well,
Okay.
uh, which is pretty good one in the market. I taught there as a part-time
Okay, that's great.
statistics trainer, you can say. So yeah, we can talk on that if at all people are
Okay,
interested. I'm not sure if people nowadays would be interested in statistics, but yeah,
but for doing machine learning, deep learning requires statistics, right? Behind the scenes, you as you told for
statistics
inter
basically is the mother of
yeah,
everything.
mother of anything.
Mm. If you know statistics, you become sharper. Your analytical capability increases. I personally believe that, and I have seen that happen to me and a lot of my apprentices at the computer. So yeah,
Okay,
if at all you think of something like that, we can do it together.
okay, that would be great. I mean, yeah. Bye then. Good afternoon. Bye. Goodbye.
Yeah,
Tata.
bye everyone. Bye.
Tata.